CKC, and I'm going to help you today with how to sew the straps for your Poppy's peekaboo dress. The first thing we need to do in step 3 is create that 45-degree angle on your back straps. So what you'll do is you take your back strap piece and you're going to fold it in half widthwise. So your folded edge is right here, raw edges are up here. Take the corner and fold it down till it's right there meeting that folded edge. You can just finger press it. You don't even have to take it to your iron. You'll make a little crease. You'll see there's that 45-degree angle, and you're going to cut right along that crease line. And so now, if you open it up, you'll see you've got your raw edges here, and then that's where that folded edge was. So we've got 2 straps, and now we're going to put our shoulder straps on there. And this is where you have to go back to your pattern and refer to the little chart where it says strap placement. I'm making a 3T, so it tells me to measure from the side of the back sashes using the inches below. 3T is 4.5 inches. So I'm going to measure from this point. I'll open it up here and measure from that end in to 4.5 inches. And I'll just make a little mark there. And then I'm going to take my shoulder straps, and I like to make the little pleat in it. So I just take the edges of it on the sides and I just fold it in so it makes a little pleat, and then I'm going to put that right next to that little mark I made for the 4.5 inch from the end. Now this is the part where you need to fold this shoulder strap up because you don't want it to catch in your seam. So you're just going to roll it up there, fold the back strap up, and now I'm going to use my little clover clip, or you're using pins if you don't have clover clips. And you can see I've got the strap there, the shoulder strap's in the center, sandwiched between the 2 pieces of the back strap. And then I would just pin down this side. I'm going to sew along here and along here, and then after that's sewn, you're going to turn it inside out like a tube. Okay? The trick is you've got to make them mirror images. So we've done one strap. On the other strap, you want to flip it over and mark from the opposite end. So again, marking my 4.5 inches, taking my back strap, or actually taking my shoulder strap here, putting it on top of my back strap, going to pin that in place, fold that shoulder strap up again. We don't want it to catch in the seam, so you just kind of fold it, tuck it out of the way, bring that back strap up, sandwiching it in there, pin it in place, and again we're going to sew down this side, and then we'll turn it all inside out like you would do any other tube. But notice how we're creating mirror images for the straps, and that way when we put them on our bodice, you'll be able to tie these and they'll go the right direction. Dress. And in this step we need to find our strap placement on the front bodice piece, and you'll see I've already marked my strap placement. That's because I do it when I cut out my bodice pieces in the very beginning, so that when I'm sewing I don't have to go back and find that pattern piece and do it later. But if you did not do it when you cut out your bodice piece, then get your pattern piece back out. You'll notice the strap placement is indicated on it. Just take a little pen or pencil, mark your spot, flip it over, and do the same on the other side. Then you're going to take your strap pieces and you want to lay them down, and I make a little pleat on my straps, just a little decorative feature that I like to do, and you'll just center it right in between the strap placement. And you'll do the same thing with the second shoulder strap. And we're just leaving the side of the straps for now. We're going to complete that in the next step. And then you'll take the lining for your bodice and lay it on top like so. You'll line it all up nice and neat, pin it all in place, and then you'll sew your 3/8 inch seam allowance right along there. And okay, so now we have completed step 10 of sewing our straps, shoulder straps, into our front bodice and the lining. Now what we need to do for step 11 is open up, and after I sew it, I snip my seam allowance with pinking shears to make it have a nice seam there, and I iron it down so it all lays nice and flat. Then you're going to open up the front bodice and the lining so that it will look like so. And then we want to take our back bodice piece, and mine might look slightly different than yours because I decided to line my back bodice instead of just folding it over to make the casing. So yours would most likely be just your one piece of fabric that you folded over and sewed your elastic into. I made mine lined so it looks a little different. And what I'm going to do is line it up with the bottom. We've got right sides facing each other. Line up the back bodice piece at the very bottom of the front bodice piece and have them right sides together, and we're going to pin that in place. So I would just pin that in place, and I would line this up so it's nice and flush with the side seam, but I'm filming this one-handed. And we're going to do the same over on this side. Okay. Then the next thing to do is to take our shoulder straps, and you're going to line them up so that they are right at the top of your front bodice piece. And you will pin that in place. Okay. So let's pretend everything has been pinned in place, nice and neat here. Then we're going to take our lining and we're going to fold it over the top of all of that and pin that. So we'll shift our pins around so that everything would then be sandwiched nice and neat, and we will sew right down that side, and we'll repeat and do the same thing over on the opposing side. Then when you're finished with that, you'll be able to turn this all inside out and flip it right sides, and it's all going to look really cool, and your bodice will be completed.
Hi, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe.